All right, happy Pride, San Diego! My name is Nathan Fletcher. My pronouns are he, him, his, and I want to welcome everyone to this exciting occasion. Thank you all for being here. It is my honor to be an ally of our LGBT community, to be an active ally, and to be kicking off the county's festivities for Pride Weekend here. And it is our honor as a group, myself along with my incredible colleagues, Vice Chair Nora Vargas, Supervisor Lawson Reamer, to champion and fly the Progress flag for the first time ever at a county facility. This is an important step towards inclusivity, acknowledgement, acceptance of love and for each other, regardless of what condition they're in, and elevating the lives of those in our trans community and communities of color who are unjustly and disproportionately marginalized within communities at large, but also within the LGBTQ plus community. And this Pride is a moment of celebration, of happiness, of joy, of love. It's an opportunity for us to talk about how we are a vibrant, powerful community, about how we welcome everyone in, and to also tell the story, the truly inspired story of resilience, activism, joy, and celebration. For all of the progress we make in equality that we celebrate, we know that there was a road of hardship that folks went to. We know there was a road of breaking down barriers, of making people think differently. We know that a lot of folks were on the front lines of this effort for decades on end at a time when it wasn't celebrated and it wasn't welcomed. And so as we come today in a joyful spirit, we honor that and we respect that and we appreciate all of those who went through so much to get us to the place we are today. And we acknowledge all of the work that we have left to do. We acknowledge the work that remains ahead of us. We think of how far we've come. In 2009, as a member of the state legislature, the controversial issue of the day was the repeal of the policy of don't ask, don't tell. And we got through that fight as a country and settled it. And you know what it turns out? It turns out it doesn't matter. Your sexual orientation doesn't matter, and your willingness to serve your country, because it doesn't matter in anything, because of that inherent dignity and value we have in all of us. When I got here to the county, and I'll admit I was an active ally, but I was a little lonely. And now I'm in a place where we have 3 progressive voices on the Board of Supervisors that are willing to fight. In 2019, at an event by myself, I joined our county employees and we flew the Pride flag for the first time in Kearny Mesa for National Coming Out Day. In 2020, again, the only supervisor there, we flew the Pride flag right here at the County Administration Center for the very first time. But now we're here, and I'm not here by myself. Now we have these incredible leaders you're going to hear from in just a moment. Leaders in Nora Vargas and Tara Lawson Reamer, who just brought forward a board action on these items. Leaders that are our partners and our allies when we said, hey, it's time to light the CAC for Transgender Day of Remembrance and Transgender Day of Visibility. It wasn't one supervisor saying we need to do it. It was the majority of the Board of Supervisors, and that's how far we have come today. Same ones that are supportive of our Office of Equity and Racial Justice, of our Human Relations Commission, of so many other things that we are doing and work we still have coming in the future to do. And so including, based on the actions brought forward this week, calling on Congress to pass the Equality Act, where these 2 supervisors behind me got our county on record to do that. And so I just want to welcome you all. I want you to know that as chair of the board, we value and appreciate everyone. We celebrate our pride. I want to take a special moment to give a shout out to our county employees who are here. Thank you all. I want to thank our CAO, Helen Robbins-Myers. You didn't have a board that believed in equality before now, but you did have a CAO that did, and made sure that the employees knew that for year after year after year. And they may not have had the board support, but they know that they've always had the leadership support. And now we're here in a new day. And it is a wonderful thing. This year's Pride theme is resilience, and that is appropriate, given everything we've been through over the last couple of years, not just with COVID, but the divisions that are present within our society, the lack of trust and disinformation, but a resilience that is rooted in optimism. Not a blind, naive optimism, but but a recognition you can be an idealist without illusion of how hard it will be, but to know that that path to a more perfect union, that is a path to more just, equitable, compassionate, fair world, and we are on that path. And so to each and every member of the LGBTQ community, your county loves you and values you and appreciates you and will always be here to support you. With that, it's my great honor to introduce my colleague and good friend, the Vice Chair of the San Diego County Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Nora Vargas.
Thank you, Chair Fletcher. And isn't this a beautiful day? Es un día súper bonito, and I'm so proud to be here today, and not only to be here today, but representing the residents of South County on the Board of Supervisors. I am so proud to join my colleagues as we raise the progress flag for the first time in our county. Today is another step for us to recognize how important it is for our county of San Diego to move forward with equality. I am so honored to join our county's LGBTQ+ employee resource group to uplift the LGBT community today. And as we continue to work on making our county more a welcoming place, I am extremely proud that we are specifically embracing the diversity of our workforce. You are critical to the fabric of our community. Don't forget that. Every day. Pride Month commemorates the Stonewall riots, and since then we've recognized the positive impact the LGBT community has done in the world. I remember in my other job when we were working during Prop 8, right? Love is love. Everybody remember that? And here we are today, and to have the honor and the privilege to serve in this role and to have the opportunity to work with my colleague, Supervisor Lawson Remer, and introducing to the Board of Supervisors and unanimously passing the policy to uplift our LGBT community workforce, it just made me so proud to be here and to make sure that we're doing the right thing. We are going to, as a result of that board letter, we're going to be identifying opportunities to uplift the LGBTQ+ community, including county staff, through various strategies, trainings, and the implementation of a non-binary gender marker for all employees. These actions represent our commitment from the county in acknowledging diversity and uniqueness of the people that make up our county workforce. Our county has the responsibility to create a welcoming workplace, giving everyone the recognition, dignity, and respect that they deserve. So again, I am so happy that I get to be here today with all of you, showing my support, love, and commitment for our communities and for our LGBT community in particular. Y muy buenos días, me da mucho gusto estar aquí con ustedes y me da más gusto hacerlo en español porque yo me acuerdo muchos años antes cuando ha sido muy difícil hablar particularmente de la comunidad LGBT en nuestras comunidades latinas y lo importantísimo que es para nosotros elevar este tema en la comunidad latina porque el amor es amor en donde quiera, ¿verdad? Ahora que vamos a poder estar aquí con la bandera del progreso, es la primera vez que hacemos esto en el condado. Y es un paso más para reconocer que no importa de dónde vienes o qué orientación sexual tienes, todos somos únicos y debemos ser tratados con dignidad y con mucho respeto. Es también un gusto aquí estar con ustedes y con los representantes de los trabajadores aquí de la comunidad de nuestro condado. Este día conmemoramos el mes de Pride, el orgullo y las protestas de Stonewall, que fueron un ejemplo del efecto positivo que tiene la comunidad LGBT en el mundo. En el condado tenemos la responsabilidad de crear un ambiente que da la bienvenida a todos y que da el reconocimiento, dignidad y respeto que se merecen. Vamos a seguir trabajando y luchando para que se reconozcan sus contribuciones y el hecho de que somos más fuertes por la originalidad y diversidad que existe en nuestro grupo de empleados. Este es mi compromiso y tenemos que estar como condado siempre trabajando juntos para que todas las personas que entren a este condado sepan que se van a tratar con dignidad, con respeto y con mucha equidad. Muchísimas gracias a todos y estoy muy contenta de estar con ustedes.
Every day when I come to work, I have the great honor of coming to work with two incredibly dynamic, intelligent, passionate leaders in Supervisor Nora Vargas and Supervisor Lawson Remer, but also two very effective ones. People that have the ability to take the power of their progressive values and translate it into actionable and effective changes to government. And it's a tremendous honor of mine every day. All I try to do is keep up with them both, which can be a challenge because we're moving fast. and they're both driving and leading and doing incredible work. So please give a big San Diego Pride welcome to a member of the LGBTQ plus community, your supervisor, Supervisor Lawson Reamer.
Thank you to my colleagues for all the work that you do. Thank you to the county staff who is on the front lines every single day fighting for equality in our community. I ran for office to bring change to the county. And today is what change looks like. Here's another example of change. This week, San Diego County added its voice to the chorus of Americans urging Congress to pass the Equality Act. Who here would have thought a year ago that the County of San Diego would be taking a vote like this? It's time for LGBTQ plus individuals to be able to enjoy the same civil rights and federal protections against discrimination as everyone else. I want to thank our community. I want to thank our county staff and our county leadership. And I want to thank my colleagues for the tireless work that you all do every single day, fighting for change, fighting for a voice, fighting for equality, fighting for rights for our LGBTQ plus community members. I hope to see everyone at Pride this weekend, and thank you for all that you do.
Next, we're going to hear from Ben Parmentier, the president of our county LGBT Employee Resources Group. Ben, welcome.
Thank you so much. As Chair said, my name is Ben Parmentier. I work in Behavioral Health Services for the County of San Diego, and I'm the chair of our LGBTQ and Allies Employee Resource Group. I've been here 7 years with the county, and we've seen a lot of improvements. We've seen a lot of progress. This flag raising today is symbolic. It has a lot of visibility, but we know that's not all we're here for. We know that the board actions we've just heard about, that the progress we've made has to be tangible, has to be policy-based, and has to really improve the lives of the people we serve and the employees who work at the County of San Diego. So I'm proud to say that over the past year we have made progress. And even in the middle of combating a worst public health crisis in a generation, we've unveiled an inclusive pronoun policy so employees can use the name and pronouns that reflect who they are. We've started to roll out more trainings that are inclusive, that are highlighting the needs of the communities we serve, especially the non-binary and transgender community, which we know deserves a special focus on our attention. And there's more to come. We look forward to partnering with the Board of Supervisors, with the county leadership, who's here today. We really appreciate all of your collaborative efforts, and the county employees are ready to move forward. So thank you all for being here.
Our final speaker here today, we're honored to have. We have so many community leaders who are here, leaders from the LGBTQ plus community. But I want to invite up a true community leader, Ben Mendoza. Ben?
Thank you, Chair Fletcher. My name is Ben Mendoza. My pronouns are they, them, and it is my honor to join you this morning. I identify as a queer, transgender, non-binary, Latinx community builder. As someone who exists outside the gender binary, I've learned to embrace fluidity, change, and new ways of understanding. I'm not alone in questioning and challenging binary ways of thinking, and our society's often rigid understanding of gender, gender expression, and sexual orientation. Recently released research by the Trevor Project reveals 26% of LGBTQ youth identify as non-binary. That's one out of 4 queer youth. An additional 20 said that they weren't sure or were questioning whether they were non-binary. Our youth are challenging heteronormative views of gender and identity and are using more inclusive language to specifically challenge these societal norms. This ability to demand change, question our own understanding of self, and to live fiercely into our authentic truth should be celebrated and mirrored. Every one of us needs to interrogate our own understanding of self, our own understanding of identity, society, and the role we play in perpetuating systems of oppression. We need to learn to be okay sitting in the uncomfortable. The traditional rainbow flag has been thought of as the sole iconography of pride and the LGBTQ community. It should be acknowledged that over the years, groups within the queer community have felt excluded and left behind. For much of my life, I have felt excluded and left behind. And for far too long, our queer, transgender, Black and brown communities have been left out of the conversation. And that's why flying the Progress flag today is so important. Artist and creator of the Progress flag, Daniel Quasar, has always made the intention clear. The Progress flag is not a replacement for the traditional pride flag, but as a supplement to the many flags our community uses to represent us. It's an acknowledgement of the importance of these communities within the LGBTQ community, and a recognition that our community has and always will evolve. Take the traditional rainbow flag. It evolved from 8 stripes to 6. Embracing change and fluidity are so critical. How can we expect our allies, accomplices, and others to embrace the fluidity of our own identities if we too are unable to do that within our own community? For example, the importance of using people's correct pronouns. When we use someone's pronouns, we are saying that we see them, we hear them, and that they matter. Flags and what they stand for are also important. They're often a symbol of hope for so many. Visionary activist and human rights leader Harvey Milk, the United States' first openly gay man elected to high-profile public office as one of San Francisco's Board of Supervisors, spoke so perfectly to why hope is so important. He said, "I know that you cannot live on hope alone, but without it, life is not worth living. You have to give them hope, hope for a better world, hope for a better tomorrow, hope for a better place to come to if the pressure at home are too great." Today I have a clear message for you. Embrace change, embrace progress, sit in the uncomfortable, and most importantly, don't give up, don't give in. Our collective hope and action will prevail. Thank you and happy Pride.
All right, with that, let's fly a flag. Let's go. Max, you gonna help us?